I shot him 6 times.
What's going on, horror fanatics? Welcome to
I shot him 6 times.
YouTube Horror Movie Channel. As you know, I'm your host and creator of the channel, Marcus. If you have not done so already, please shoot this video a like. It helps out with the YouTube algorithm a ton. As well as if you're a new viewer to this channel, please shoot that subscribe button as well as that notification icon so you get all the latest content updates to the channel. As well as if you'd like to become a member to the channel, shoot over to the channel dashboard, shoot that join button and choose what level membership best works for you. Okay everyone, so in this video I'm going to be talking about some Halloween and what possible direction it could be heading in next. It is no secret in the fandom, many want to see Danielle Harris reprise her role as Jamie Lloyd, the niece of Michael Myers and the daughter of Laurie Strode in the original timeline, as well as Ellie Cornell reprising her role as Rachel Carruthers, Jamie's foster sister. While it's no doubt that Danielle Harris is an icon in the horror genre, unfortunately she doesn't have the mainstream popularity that Jamie Lee Curtis has. That would bring in a different audience outside of horror. And though Halloween Ends didn't sit well with a lot in the fandom, there were also some who actually liked the film and even loved it. And David Gordon Green's trilogy as a whole made a lot of money at the box office, proving the Halloween franchise and Michael Myers is still a very profitable entity. However, a lot of that had to do with Curtis, the return of Curtis, who is one of the biggest stars in acting and has been for almost 45 years since her debut in Halloween 1978. In my opinion, if we do get a Halloween film with Danielle Harris next, it's going to need some mainstream star power, especially if they want to end up doing multiple films with Harris at the helm. Enter Paul Rudd reprising his role as adult Tommy Doyle from Halloween 6. Now, the Tommy Doyle character was brought back in David Gordon Green's second entry of his trilogy, Halloween Kills, and was portrayed by Anthony Michael Hall, who is another great actor in his own right. However, many didn't like the portrayal of the character by Hall, and felt we really didn't get enough time to be reintroduced to the Tommy Doyle character or have a solid backstory as to how the events of Halloween 1978 affected him growing up over the last 40 years. He was such an important character in Halloween 1978 as a child, many wanted to see more out of the character as an adult. This is something that Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers, did well with the Tommy Doyle character, as he was the main protagonist in that film, and Rudd did an outstanding job in the role. Rudd's return as Doyle will give the next film a much needed boost in mainstream audience, and the character fits right into the timeline of Jamie Lloyd's character Arrival, as well as just overall timeline in the Halloween franchise, as in the original timeline, his character was never killed off. We also have to keep in mind that both characters, Tommy Doyle and Jamie Lloyd, were in Halloween 6, but never interacted, as Jamie was killed off early on in the film. If this were to happen, then we are getting another time jump, and you can pick up from the events of Halloween 1978, Halloween 1, Halloween 2, and Halloween 4. Also, keep in mind, Rudd was eager to reprise the role of Tommy Doyle in Halloween Kills, but had to turn it down because he had other projects lined up. I think you can make for a compelling story with these two characters in their battle against Michael Myers, especially given both are tied to Laurie Strode and Michael Myers and the legacy of the original timeline in general. For me personally, what I would love to see happen if this were to go down and we were to get Danielle Harris and Paul Rudd to reprise their roles as Jamie Lloyd and Tommy Doyle in the Halloween franchise, or possibly this next Halloween film, where I would like to see them pick up is right again, just like what David Gordon Green did, right from the events of Halloween 78. I know some of you will roll your eyes and say, oh my God, we just did that. But the reason why I believe it would be the best option to pick up from Halloween 78 as opposed to Halloween 2 and Halloween 4 is because for me personally, this is just my personal preference, guys. The reason why I want to see this pick up directly from 78 is for us to tinker once again with the mythology of the Michael Myers character. Now, some of you would be like, well, what do you mean? Well, what I mean by that is at the end of Halloween 78, we see Michael Myers get shot by Loomis, falls off the balcony, but what happens next? He gets up and he walks away, which obviously leads us into Halloween 2, right? However, in this new film, we don't know what happened to Michael Myers. For 30-something odd years, he just got up, walked away, and disappeared. We don't know what happened to him. Nothing. Now, could there have been murders across the years that may have signaled that Michael is still out there or that he's still around? Sure, I'd be cool with that as well if you're going to play that into the timeline. That over the years since Michael's disappearance, there has been style of murders that resembles him, but they can never catch him. They can never, for sure, say it was Michael. Kind of a little bit like what David Gordon Green did with Halloween Ends, where the town thought that every murder basically that was happening was a sign that Michael was coming back, but it basically wasn't. It was just basically the town going against itself. But instead of the town going against itself, it really is Michael after all these years still off and on killing people around Halloween time, but they never caught him and they never knew exactly where he was at. Where is he staying? Maybe they, tore down the Myers house, demolished it, what have you. He could be anywhere, right? You know what I mean? Just play with that idea that he has been out there all these years and nobody has been able to find him, what have you. Where does Jamie and Tommy come into play? Well, Jamie, maybe she doesn't know who Michael Myers is, right? Maybe she is actually adopted by the Carruthers this time around instead of just being a foster child. Maybe when Laurie died, they decided to not tell her who Laurie really was and who Michael Myers really was to protect her. So she is completely in the dark about Michael Myers. All she knows is about the legend of Michael Myers, the myth of Michael Myers. She might hear horror stories about this character, but she don't know that this is her uncle. And where Tommy Doyle could come into play, maybe he's still been lingering around Haddonfield this entire time, kind of like how we seen in Halloween 6. Maybe he left and then came back to Haddonfield once he heard about these murders going on throughout the years, and he's always believed that Michael was still out there. Maybe he comes across Jamie and basically breaks everything down to her. He's the one to tell her the truth about who she really is, who her mom was, who Michael Myers is, Dr. Loomis, so on and so forth. So I definitely do believe, if written correctly and directed correctly, that they could pick up from the events of Halloween 1978 and really retinker and repolish the mythology and the myth of Michael Myers in terms of, bringing that energy back that we had. What is he? What is this anomaly? Is he a man? Is he not a man? Is he supernatural? I really think that if they were to go that route by picking up after the events of 78 and Michael just gets up and walks away and we don't know what happened to him, I definitely think that if written and directed correctly, this could be a compelling storyline for the Jamie Lloyd and Tommy Doyle characters. And again, guys, this is just my personal preference. I wouldn't mind seeing this happen in the next Halloween film if we can get both of these amazing actors to reprise these roles in the Halloween franchise. But okay, everyone, that is it for this video. Leave a comment in the comment section below and let me know your thoughts on if we get Danielle Harris to return to the Halloween franchise as Jamie Lloyd. Would you guys like to see Paul Rudd return as Tommy Doyle alongside of her? As well as let me know what you guys think about my idea for how this story could play out. Once again, this is
I shot him 6 times!
YouTube Horror Movie Channel. I'm your host and creator of the channel, Marcus. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Patreon. Thank you all for watching.